Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so I finally decided it is time to start on a ground base on Minmus, and this is going to be a little bit, just a tidbit, kind of like the Minmus Base Beta, but only this will be Minmus Base Alpha, so it's going to be a little bit better. Now, I am incorporating some of the newer features into this base, and some of the new design, and it's changed a little bit. As you guys can see, it's just a little bit different. Now, mostly the reasoning for the changes with this base and everything, you know, how it's going to be constructed, it's going to be a bit of a smaller base. Now, I think I'm going to stick with these four. We'll see as time goes on. I mean, I might end up launching a second set of Hab modules for it, and you know, we'll see as time goes on. I'm not 100% certain on how I'm going to actually incorporate everything into the design, but basically I can't build it the way I did before, and the way I had it before was the parts were basically connected at the side, I believe. Not 100% certain anymore. I just don't remember. It's been a little while since I actually looked at that base design, but you can see the windows are going to be open and free, so they can actually look out the window. I wanted to put that into the game only because, or well, into my design only because you can actually use the modules now. Like, you can actually be inside the module, so why not actually have a window that you can really use? I don't want to I don't want to clutter the windows the way I did before. It just, to me, it doesn't look good. It looks a little, I don't know, it just looks bad. Just put it that way. I don't like it. So I've been a little busy with these other games. I have been recording a little bit. I got a nose over too. No, I've been a little busy with these other games. I don't plan on them interrupting, you know, the stream of Kerbal videos. I do know that I haven't been releasing them on a, you know, high frequency like I normally have been, and I need to turn on that engine. Yeah, there we go. I didn't configure this rocket 100% perfectly. There are a little bit of problems with it, not with the actual staging or anything like that. At least I hope. Basically, well, I mean, I shouldn't say with the staging, but with the actual, you know, it blowing up and all that good stuff. But the staging's a little off, if you guys haven't noticed already. It's not bad. It's just it's not that I didn't care so much to do the staging. It's just that I designed this, and then I don't know. Once again, with launching these things, I don't even know if this is going to work 100% once we get down on Minmus. I am going to be building a moon base as well. This is going to be my next two phases in construction, along with the actual moon station. The moon station will be kind of getting up and running eventually. I want to do a few more things to it. The moon station and the moon fuel depot will kind of, you know, they'll start taking shape a little bit more. I'm probably going to do another video along the same lines as what I did for the Kerbal Fuel Depot, which is basically, you know, me setting up all of the, basically me setting up all of the, and we just lost this backstage here. Let's see if we can still hold it. Come on. No. I'm going to try to salvage this. I don't know how well this is going to go through. As long as we don't spin around in any kind of way, we'll be alright. Come on. Down, please. We're burning up precious RCS fuel. Alright, I think we got it. Yeah, we're alright. We're definitely alright. If we lost the stage, definitely we would have some problems, but did we lose anything important? That's the good question. Nope, it doesn't really look like it. So, what is this decoupler here? I don't want to end up decoupling something. I didn't plan on, oh, okay, yeah. Just making sure, once again, I don't want to, like, lose my stage or something. I don't have 100% trust in this design. already, since it's fallen apart. But, you know what, you take what you can get. So I'm going to start burning up a little bit too. This is another really good tip for those of you who aren't very good at this game and you find yourself not hitting the speed you're looking for while you're trying to get into orbit. This will help out a little bit. Basically what this does is, you know, it kind of pushes the apoapsis forward. If you burn up more towards the 90 degree, it pushes the apoapsis a little bit up. So what it ends up doing is basically stopping this time here. You know, I'm not going to say you're stopping time, but basically what you're doing is slowing this down so you don't actually reach your apoapsis so quickly. So you can see it's going to keep going down slowly, but surely it's going to keep going down. But you'll see that it's stuck on 3 right now. And then it will eventually, hopefully, fingers crossed here, it will eventually start going back towards the opposite. You know, it will start gaining. So it will go from -2, -1 to back up to -2 again, and hopefully this works out in my favor. If it hits 0, we're still good, but it looks like it is in fact going the opposite direction, which is a good thing. This will help you get into orbit. You do burn fuel doing this, but this is because you have a stage that happens to be very, very big. So that kind of is your fault a little bit. Now, I don't know if I have a docking port on here. That's the only thing I don't know if we actually have. But, you know, I have no fear. I'll probably, if anything, have to figure something out in order to dock up to this thing if we do in fact run out of fuel. So maybe I'll have to do a quick fix or, you know, something like that. Something in order to get this thing to Minmus. I decided to do Minmus first because Minmus is easier. That's the other thing I think I should kind of mention right now. For those of you who are like probably wondering why I'm going with Minmus first, it's easier to build a station on Minmus. Well, at least on the surface, whereas the moon has higher gravity and everything else, and you need to be a little bit more precise, and you need to, like, the pieces themselves, they'll actually pull themselves together on the surface of Minmus, whereas on the moon, you actually gotta nudge those things and keep nudging them until they actually get, like, you can have them sitting right next to each other and they won't dock up, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast there. That's the kind of the most annoying part about building these land bases. So let's bring this up a little bit more. This is a really, really good tip. I think you guys should all at least try it or follow it. I definitely advocate it, but at the same time, you're going to be burning lots of fuel and all that other good stuff. It's good when you're getting into orbit. So I'm going to set up the Minmus burn and all that stuff really quickly. Whoa, we just had this thing just jumped around a little bit. Something bad happened. I should turn off the RCS as well. I'm just bleeding it all away. So I'm going to set up the Minmus burn and all that stuff, and I'll end up seeing you guys once we get into orbit around Minmus. And we've reached orbit, guys. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do one little burn here. I'm not really concerned with this. This is going to do a burn in orbit around Minmus is like a joke. So it really, you know, just to fix that is not going to take much. So the next thing we need to do is kind of scope out where we're going to land. Now I was thinking we could possibly just land in the exact same spot that we landed in before and set up kind of in the same area. And I was really thinking about that, but I really don't know if that's going to be even possible. Well, actually I shouldn't say it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be possible. I just kind of don't want to go to the same place again. I kind of want to set up someplace different and, you know, kind of see what else Minmus has to offer as far as landing sites and everything else is concerned. So I'm just going to bring that down, and we're just going to kind of do a little bit of a scoping of the planets. I'm getting a little bit of lag here. It's weird. Now, I'm not really concerned with the orbit or anything like that. It's not that big of a deal to me, but, you know, whatever. Because we're basically in, I don't know, it's, I forget what they call it, but basically you're orbiting the opposite direction of the way that the planet is spinning. So at least I think we are. I'm not sure. All these satellites are telling me otherwise, so that's kind of what I'm getting out of it. So the one thing we could do is land in the exact same area, but, well, I should say the exact same lake bed, but I don't really know what to call this. I just call them lake beds, but we can land in the exact same lake bed, but land in a different area. We might be able to do something a little bit like this and kind of land down here and set up in this like little, you know, just we'll have like the mountains all the way around us. That'd probably look really cool. So I would have to get really close, so that's the main thing. And I probably would have to do this burn when we come back around, because I am not very confident with all of this. So the one thing I'm going to do right now is quick save, and there might be a chance that we actually have to refuel this. I'm not gonna say that we have to, but you know, I'm just trying to play it on the safe side. I know with the moon and landing, you can definitely screw things up if you don't. Oh my god. With the moon, you can definitely screw things up if you don't do it right. So that's the main thing. I mean, with this, also with landing, there is a lot of leeway, and yeah, I shouldn't have done that orbit around. It looks like there's some kind of a texture problem here too, because you can see that it's all basically screwed up there. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna orbit around a couple times, and once I'll set up the landing and get ourselves in a descent, or not. I don't know. I'm having a little bit of problems with my keyboard right now. You know, I think we landed in this lake bed. I don't know. I'm a little confused right now, but I'll do a few orbits around, and I'll see you once we start landing. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. I'm a little skeptical of what we're trying to do here. The main thing, I really don't want to overshoot or undershoot. And with Minmus, you always have to land with just basically a lot of hope that you end up reaching the spot that you're looking for. Alright, so we're going to have to change a few things here. Bring a few... The one thing I'm going to have to do is just do a lot of burns where it's going to pull us back and pull our orbit back a little bit. So, let's freeze frame there. Freeze time, I should say. There we go. And as we get closer, I'm going to try to bring it more towards the center, or at least kind of in this area. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but we'll pray for the best, I guess. So, alright, now it's time to bring this back a little bit. And we got to do a burn kind of going down a little bit so we get this more. I should put it like right around here. That would probably be the best. I'm not too concerned with fuel right now, but at the same time, I'm really hoping that the fuel actually holds out. And I'm also hoping that we don't get a lot of latency issues with my keyboard right now, because it's acting a little strange. It's not a bad thing, but it's getting to that point now where it's like getting a little uncontrollable. Just try to push this down a little bit. That's what we need. We need this to come out to about right around here. I think I'd have to do a little. I think I have to do an opposite burn. I think that will bring it out a little bit. All right, yeah, that's looking perfect. We just gotta bring it down once again. Oh, I'm hoping that this landing site actually really looks cool, and I don't want to get too close to the cliffs, because once you start getting really close, the ground texture itself is a little bumpy, so it kind of screws things up. I should actually just burn this to bring it like right here, because by the time we get close enough to land, it's gonna be like incredibly off. So alright, once we get more into like a straight down descent, things will start. I'll start moving this a little bit more. You gotta fix this once again. Not that big of an issue. Wait, I could do that. That was fine. I was like thinking that it was gonna burn a lot of fuel doing that, but it's actually not that bad. "21 meters a second change is basically nothing to me. That's especially with these nuclear tanks. I mean nuclear engines, I should say. It's like almost a nothing burn. For those of you who don't really play this game that often, I would recommend, you know, watching some of my tutorials and stuff like that, and you'll really understand how to play this game a little bit better. But it really, once you get that close, it really doesn't matter anymore. So, alright, we're pretty much in a free fall straight down for now. I think I just gotta burn off the rest of this and we should be okay. I'm sorry if this landing is taking a little bit long. I'm trying to be a little precise here, and it's kind of a pain. Some of my later episodes, I'll probably end up cutting out the actual landing and stuff, but right now this thing is pretty much untested. So, I mean, I did do a static test on it on Kerbin to see what it would look like, basically on the launch pad, and it seemed like everything was okay, but that is never really the answer that you should be relying on, as it seemed like it was okay, because usually there's always some kind of a silly, stupid problem that you don't know about that ends up basically screwing everything up. So I'm gonna bring this in a little bit as well. I am just afraid that we're gonna land really close to the cliff and it's going to kind of screw things up. So Minmus is a very, very small, it's a very, very small moon. You can, if you built a rover that could handle the cliffs, you could probably drive around it in, I couldn't honestly give you an answer, but it wouldn't take you that long, put it that way. I think the distance, when on my old save, the distance between Minmus Base Beta and Minmus Base Alpha was like somewhere around 60 kilometers or something, which is like absolutely nothing. But you know, the Minmus Base Beta was like over here somewhere, I think, and the other one was the Alpha base was on the top of the planets, on the cap, I guess if you want to call it that, or whatever you want to call it. So I'll burn off some of the speed, and we'll get in a little bit closer here. Kind of speed up this landing. We're pretty good right now. That's all I'm gonna say. This shouldn't take too long of a descent. I'm just trying to make sure that all the things are okay. I just want this ground to actually load in. Now I'm getting a little bit impatient with it. It looks like we're pretty close to. Well, I should say pretty close to where I wanted to land. So 5,000 off the surface. Let's see. We should start our burn here. Once again, these nuclear engines, pretty freaking efficient. That's all I can say. We are a little bit low on RCS. You know, what I'm going to try to do, this is going to be a little fun. I'm going to try to land on these nuclear engines, but I don't think that is really going to be the smartest thing to do. But we'll put the gear down, and I'm going to try to transfer out some of this RCS fuel, but I don't know how well that's going to go. Actually, I don't even need to. I don't know what I was thinking. Slow down. Slow down. Now, the one thing that's weird is that Minmus in certain parts doesn't really load in fully. And you can see, like, on the planet itself, you know, the textures, the far-off textures are really, they're unrendered and everything else. It looks really bad, but other parts look really good. I don't know. What are we looking at on fuel? Alright, we're pretty freaking low on fuel. I'm not concerned though. We're 1,000 off the surface. This is when you land in these lake beds like this, when it says this is actually how far off the surface we are, it's actually 700. Whereas if you land on a hill like this, it really won't give you an honest answer. It will just kind of, you know, I think in the lander cans, it actually tells you the distance, how far off you are, but on these things, I don't think it works out so well. Now, this next stage, I am a little bit unsure about, though, as far as landing is concerned, because on the moon, it doesn't fare very well, because I did take this thing to the moon once and land it, and that's all I did do. The stage tends to fall, and it also creates a lot of lag as soon as I begin landing it as well. I don't know when I decouple this if there's going to be lots of lag or not either. That's the other major concern I have, is that this thing gets really laggy really quickly. So I think it's time. I'm going to basically slow down all the way to 0 here. Just kind of push this into the middle, slow down to 0. And we're going to decouple this last stage here. We didn't really use a lot of fuel. I want this thing to fall and destroy itself, so. Yes, and as you can see, we are still gaining speed. Not good. Very much not good. But I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we definitely got it. This is amazing. I don't know how I got so lucky, because this stuff never happens to me in this game. But we're only 65 off the surface. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Wow. And this piece looks like it's just, like, lodged right in there. Oh, God. Come on, slow down. Please slow down. If nothing breaks, I will be absolutely surprised. This is like, oh, God. RCS, RCS. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. I don't know. This piece looks like it's lodged in there pretty good. Come on, come up, come up, come up. Come up. Please come up. Oh, my God. This is amazing. Oh, God. No, 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 no. 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 There we go. I think we got it. Nothing broke. Turn off that RCS. Turn off the RCS, please. Keyboard. Will you work for me, please? There we go. Yes, I think we got it. That was crazy. I'm going to have to redesign this whole thing. This was really not a good idea, putting these things on here. See, what's weird is, they work very well, but I expected it to work a little bit better than that. I built this exact same design before, so I don't know where we went wrong with it. I might end up putting the bigger engines on this thing next time to kind of fix that. That was crazy. So anyways, we've landed. We have no fuel. I'm going to have to figure out a way to dock these things all up now. And that's going to be probably in the next episode or episode after that. I'm thinking of landing a rover and trying to see if I can actually push these pieces together. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we'll see what we get. Anyways, guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe. That was actually kind of, yeah. If you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. Yeah. And to all you new people, welcome. And yeah, I will see you next time.